So I was living in South Carolina. My husband was working for the Navy, and I became an approved artist on the South Carolina Arts Commission Registry. And one of the things that I would do is go out and teach art workshops. And I was at McClellanville, South Carolina, which is a very small town right between Myrtle Beach and also Charleston, South Carolina. A lot of African-American, strong African-American community, and I was working with an artist named Joey Kowalski, who is not actually part of the story. But we were both team teaching. My project that I was teaching was silk screening, and I was working with 4th and 5th graders. And I don't remember the name of the little girl that this story is about, but it was somebody who changed how I perceived race and how I saw color. I was teaching them how to do silk screens that were registered, and they had to have at least a 3-color silk screen. So they were learning how to use X-Acto knives, they were creating cartoons, they were creating the full color design, and then they had to go ahead, cut out each of these patterns. Well, she came up with this beautiful design that had 6 or 7 color separations in it. And I said, you know, I think that's too much. You're not going to be able to do it. And this little girl, this little African-American girl says to me, I can do it. I can do it. And I said, well, okay, if you think you can do it, we'll do this, but it's going to be hard because you've got all these different separations. So she made each of her stencils and cut them all out. And the plan was we cut out all the stencils, and then what we would do is we would mix the colors, and then we would start to print them. And she had people, and they were standing like this, and they had blue overalls on, red shirts. There was a sun up in the sky. There were raindrops coming down. There was green stuff coming from the ground, and then there were their faces and their hair. So the hair was black, and their faces and their skin. And she had all her colors mixed, and then she came up to me, and she said, how do I mix skin color? And I said, oh, it's very simple. And so I took some white, and I took some red, and I took a little bit of yellow, and I took a little bit of blue, and I made her skin color. Only it was my skin color. It wasn't hers. And she said, not that. I want mine. That was a moment that changed me completely.